I have a lot of laundry to do, so I'm gonna do a just a vlog while doing my live. Sorry, my husband just turned on music. I thought my baby had woken up. It's nap time. So, updates with me. I'm just gonna be sorting laundry while I talk. I keep forgetting to weigh before I eat breakfast. So today I was fully clothed, breakfast, and I had like an entire 32-ounce water before I weighed in, which makes it basically useless. But I was at 254, so I would assume that means that without all that stuff I would be less than 254. So at least I'm still at a loss, although I don't know if I'm lower than I was a couple days ago, because I had already gone down 2 pounds then. And usually you want to go by I've been finding that if I just do some kind of weigh-in daily, even if it's not like official because it's not at the right time and I've eaten or whatever, it keeps me on track for the rest of the day because I have that number in my head all day. So that's why I'm continuing to bother weighing in, even though it's not very good for comparison. Just seeing that number on the scale motivates me when I'm choosing what to eat for lunch and stuff like that. And when I might reach for a snack, I think twice about it, or I look at the calorie content or whatever. So I'm more doing it just out of motivation than necessarily like purely for comparison. But tomorrow I will set an alarm to make sure that I remember to weigh before I eat. Apparently my new scale actually has an alarm option where it can go off to remind you to weigh yourself before you eat. And it's supposed to help you just get a consistency by weighing at the actual same exact time every day. I like that idea. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out the alarm on the scale and try that tomorrow. I made a trail mix. I showed the ingredients for that in my grocery haul, which is on a delay being put up, but should be up before this video, because I haven't had an opportunity to edit it, and I ended up having to edit it. I try to do just single run videos when I can because I don't have a lot of time for that. But I made myself some trail mix, and it has, I went back to the store to get something else, and I went ahead and picked up some extra peanuts because I like peanuts, so there's extra peanuts in here. And I also picked up some dried kiwi and dried pineapple and extra dried blueberries. So now it's got coconut, kiwi, pineapple, dried blueberries, chopped almonds, halved hazelnuts, unsalted peanuts, dried figs, both two kinds, the dark and the golden, and dried apples, which I think I'll get more of those the next time I happen to be at the store. I'm just going to kind of keep adding until it's a good balance, but this is still delicious, so I'll continue eating it, but I think I'm going to try to kind of keep a running thing, and just add fruit and nuts to it kind of as it gets lower, because it should last a while, and then if it starts feeling like it's been a while, I'll go ahead and finish it off and start a fresh batch. But it was kind of expensive to buy all those fruits all at once, so if I can just pick up one fruit at a time, and kind of chop it up and add it to this, I feel like that would be better to kind of just have it continuing to go. So, but yeah, the apples, the dried apples at Winco, they're more they're very much a marshmallowy texture, which is really pleasant. So I've even convinced my daughter to eat a piece, and she's very dubious of dried fruits. So I'm hoping that I can just continue to lead by example. The more I eat it, the more she'll want to eat it. That's usually how it works. Especially if she can steal it off my plate. I can serve her the exact same food that I'm eating, and she'll reject her food, and I'll get her down from her chair, and then she'll come back and eat it off my plate. So, not the best habit ever, but it's a good way to get her to eat fruits and vegetables. The other thing I did that I don't know yet how I feel about it, but it can't hurt. I was up on TikTok way too late because I accidentally drank my caffeinated tea instead of my decaf tea. And so I was like a little bit, I think I might have been a little delirious because I'd already been up with babies and stuff like that. And I was on TikTok and I got an ad for a like weight loss thing where it was talking about finding, like, they were like, take this quiz and identify your metabolic type, like your hormone type as a woman, so that you can get a customized workout series specifically for your body type to succeed at weight loss and get your metabolism back up. And I was like, that all sounds awesome. That's kind of, I've been recognizing that my metabolism has been suffering lately, and that's a part of the struggle that I've had. Like, even if I am cutting calories, I need to get my metabolism healthy, which the first thing is sleep hygiene. I know that, like, the most important, best way for me to get healthier, both in, like, processing sugars and also in losing weight and everything else, will be to sleep adequately. So one thing I need to start working on in this sort of journey of discipline is getting to bed earlier and going straight to sleep, not hanging out on my phone, technically being in bed but not being asleep. So I need to, I think I'm just going to start doing a lot of alarms. So I'll set an alarm in the morning to get weighed in, and then I'll set an alarm. I think I'll probably do like a half hour before bed, like, hey, go to bed, and then the actual bedtime alarm, and then like another alarm that's like, now that you're in bed, just go to sleep, you know, because I do require constant policing, but at least I can police myself using alarms. If you guys have like a way that you sort of police yourselves, let me know. Yeah. So anyway, I got that in the mail. So I clicked on the link. I took the quiz. I went through the whole thing. I went ahead and bought the little system that they were selling, and it felt a little, like, I did look it up to see if it was like an MLM or something, because it felt just very, it had the like Beachbody type vibes. But it wasn't an MLM, and from all I could tell, they were just selling like a one-time package of workout DVDs. And I was like, well, I can, you know, like, that is what I would like, that is a product I would like to purchase. I don't really want to do like an accountability program, like, because I can't afford to keep one up, and you know, I've already got my diet figured out. I don't really want supplementation. So so I clicked on it and I bought the Metabolic Renewal. And this is the one that they supposedly recommended for my body type. If anyone else has done that quiz or clicked on that ad or anything like that, I kind of wonder if they ultimately do recommend the same thing for every woman, but they like, I don't know if it's all just packaging, if it's all like, hey, we're going to customize this to your body type and your metabolism type and your hormone cocktail, and using just like a 10-question quiz on the internet, and, you know, we're going to send you this. Like, I wonder if it's the same workout DVDs in different packaging for everybody, or if everybody, no matter how their results are, if everybody ultimately gets the same workouts, because, like, I don't know. I'm a little dubious. I'm kind of a skeptic. But I was like, at the end of the day, I can do workouts, because one of the things that they say is, like, if you have the right kind of workout, like, I watched the videos all the way through before I bought it, like the little sales videos from the doctor that developed the system or whatever, and they keep saying it's only 15-minute workouts 3 times a week to help you get your metabolism working the rest of the time. And I liked the general premise. They said something about it's basically, to summarize, it sounded like if you can go at a sprint for 15 straight minutes, then your body it shifts from aerobic activity to anaerobic and starts burning fat. And then it'll stay that way for a while, even after you run out of air. I think that was basically the gist of it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I'm gonna upload these DVDs to my Plex and start that hopefully tonight. Might be tomorrow, but just depends on how long it takes me to get it on the Plex, and how cooperative my kids are, or if my husband can get it done. But yeah, so Metabolic Living is the name of the people that sell it. So we'll see. I'll give it a review after I've done it for a couple of weeks. It's supposed to be a 12-week program with 4 phases. So there's 4 different DVDs called Harmonize, Inspire, Enhance, and Symphony, which are so vague. That doesn't really, I wish it would be more like, I don't know, don't pull a muscle because you're out of shape. Okay, now you kind of know what you're doing. Now we're really working hard, and sustaining or something like that. But after I paid for this whole kit, it popped up with this whole separate additional sales pitch of all their supplementation that they sell. And so the kit is not a subscription, it's a one-time thing, and you pay you pay for it and it's $54. But then after you've selected that, they give you a really long, very difficult to exit out of guilt trippy video that tells you about how important it is to use their very specific protein powder. But from what I could tell, the only big difference is that it's a zero sugar whey-based protein powder, and there's a long discussion of why whey is the best thing for your hormonal balance and metabolism. So that's good to know if I get to a point where I feel like I need to be supplementing my protein. Maybe I'll get a whey-based protein powder. I'm not sure that I will be buying their whey-based protein powder because it's just so likely to be overpriced. I'm not willing to buy into I have to use their specific cows or it's not going to work. Although they did, by minute 9 or 10 of the little video that came on after I paid for this part, that was what they were suggesting, was that their cows are so very organic and treated so well and all this other stuff that their milk will be more effective. But it's just not in my budget. Not at all in my budget. And again, I'm already cutting out sugar, but any wiggle room I can create in my budget. We're still paying off medical bills from my last birth, and we have some house repairs that we need to do. And my husband has a fixer-upper car. We bought a classic 1984 Jeep CJ7, and it's drivable. He takes it to work. It's kind of his fun car, because I have a minivan type thing. But about twice a month we are buying things to fix it up. And so that takes a little chunk of change. And then there's the whole economy, because everything is more expensive. My grocery trips have gone up so much. The gas prices have gone up so much. I've really been working on trimming back, do I really need to leave the house? Because every time you leave the house, you spend money and then also gas. And I'm really extra bad about it because, especially now, I realized I really need a hobby that isn't centered around food. I talked in a previous video about my relationship with food as a foodie, and it has become glaringly obvious to me this week that I need something to distract myself with that is not eating, food, grocery shopping, or regular shopping, because that's the thing I find myself kind of gravitating towards when I realize that I can't be thinking about food, or I can't go out and get myself a Coke or something, is I'm okay, then what can I do with my time? And I end up either driving in circles, which is bad, because I keep being oh, I'll go do this, and then I'm oh no, I shouldn't do that. And so it's amazing how much I've meandered in the last week, just because I'm hungry. So I kind of start thinking about going to the grocery store and something, and I'm no, I've got a ton of food at home, why am I going to the grocery store? Stuff like that. And so I'll just end up driving in circles, and we cannot afford for me to be doing that. And it's 1,000,000 degrees outside, and I have children. I don't need to be dragging them around willy-nilly. And I'm going to work on not saying as much. I know that I say it a lot. I've noticed in these videos. But I also find that when I'm not, like when I'm avoiding the thought of sugar, it's easy for me to be like, I'll just go shopping. And I don't buy like new stuff, but I do love to thrift shop. And none of the thrift shops are near me. They're like 15 minutes to 20 minutes of drive away. So that's not a good idea. And also, we don't need anything. We try to live fairly minimalistically. Doesn't really work as well with toddlers and people who love the toddlers giving us toys all the time. We get a lot of hand-me-downs and stuff like that. But our house is full to the brim, and even if it's secondhand, I don't need to be buying anything. We want for nothing in this house. Especially recently, because I loaded up on the sugar-free kind of groceries, and I don't even need groceries for another probably 3 weeks. Depends on how long the milk lasts. I might have to go back and get milk and eggs, because we go through eggs like crazy. My 2-year-old, it's their favorite protein, which is really handy, but we go through at least 3 dozen eggs a week. And we'll see if that changes at all, because obviously I'll be baking less. But so I need a new hobby. I'm gonna see if I can make this my hobby. So I need to find a better editing scenario so that I can make these a little more interesting to, pleasing to watch and not just informative. But in the meantime, filming and getting them uploaded, and I started doing some TikToks, so I'll try to do those a little bit more. And I do get to, so I am finding my foodieism is coming out in substitutions and things like that. The chick flick salad turned out awesome, by the way, with the trail mix that I made. All the textures and sweetness was there, and none of that added sugar. So that was actually awesome. And I'll be posting a photo of the chick flick salad. And I might even do a comparison photo, because I have pictures of the chick flick salad in the past. I'll have to look for it. But yeah, so that's my update. And I think in the next video, I am going to talk about, I'm going to be trying a new recipe. I have some bananas that are banana bread ready. If you know, you know. And I was thinking about trying to make banana peanut butter cocoa cookies, and I'm debating whether to do oatmeal or regular flour. Obviously, whole grain oats are going to be even better yet for me, but maybe I just want a cookie that I can eat that doesn't have added sugar. It'll just have the banana. So, but I do have 3 bananas. I may even have a few more soon. So I may just do one batch of each and do a comparison. So anyway, that video will be the banana sweetened cookies. And I'm actually pretty excited about that. So I have figured out that I can convert some of that foodie passion and energy into creating recipes for myself that will allow me to be more likely to stay on track in the long run, because even my mom, who cares very much about my health and was glad that I'm trying to take control of it, was asking me today, is this going to be sustainable, because it's really strict and it's a pretty huge change, and what happens if you fall off the wagon, how are you going to handle that stuff? She was like, are you planning on actually literally doing this forever? And the answer is kind of. I intend to do this as strictly as I possibly can stay sane doing, until I am down to 195 at least. And then depending on several factors, once I get there, I'll either continue being strict until I'm in the 160s or 170s, which is my goal weight. My goal is to lose the weight so that I can reverse any effects of the genetic predisposition that may have already occurred. Because my research has indicated that that's possible. And then once I have confirmed that that has happened, my intention is to do no further harm. So I'm hoping to be able to only add back in sugar or like fructose. Like, I'm gonna keep off of the corn syrup permanently, but refined sugars I may add back into my diet, but like similar to how a very moderate drinker would have alcohol in their diet, so like special occasions only, or in very, very small quantities otherwise. So we'll see. We're gonna all learn together, I guess. But for now, I'm a long way yet from 195, so it's a little bit of a moot point at the moment whether and when I will be off the strictest part of this diet, because I intend to stay on the strict diet until then. And if anyone is curious, my MyFitnessPal, I did some research online about like how much of a calorie deficit is safe with breastfeeding without losing your milk supply and stuff like that. So right now I'm on MyFitnessPal, and it's got me at 1,770 calories a day for some amount of weight loss. I don't know exactly. And then I can use like you can as a food entry, you can add in lactation newborn, and it'll automatically add 450 calories to like what it basically records as like a negative, where it's like, oh, you burned 450 calories breastfeeding, and then you can technically eat more if you need to or whatever. So I'm kind of using that system right now because that seems to be the most popular method in the breastfeeding mom forums. Like and subscribe, please, if you want to continue following my journey. There will be recipes, grocery hauls, updates like this. I'll be trying products every now and then. This the diet that I am on for my both weight loss and health increasing journey is I am fructose free. Please watch previous videos to get an update on that. And I am a mother of two who recently got hired for a new job. So we're going to see how a working mother of two handles this diet. I hope you'll join me.